A move in the U.S. court today to exclude Bahamian businesses owed by Baha. The filing shows that Baha seeks to dismiss the Bahamian debtors from the Chapter 11 cases, which in essence will prevent Bahamian companies from being paid through the bankruptcy provisions. Tonight, Clint Watson talks to a leading attorney about today's filings and the implication that now arises as a result of this latest move.
There are more than 160 pages of company names reportedly listed as debtors of Baha, many of them Bahamian companies. On Thursday, notice was served in the Bankruptcy Court of Delaware that these establishments have been notified that Baha wishes to not pay them through the Chapter 11 bankruptcy provision. In fact, the latest filing is a direct move to actually have the U.S. court sanction Baha's intent to not pay these companies. Many of these businesses quite familiar to the Bahamian community, others government entities. Popular attorney and legal counsel Ramona Farquharson, after reviewing the document posted on Bahama's site, confirmed the move.
They have filed a motion to dismiss or in some way allow the courts in the United States to disregard Bahamian debtors. It's not a final decision. It is just that the debtors are being served notice that this is the intention, that we do not want to honor your debt.
Farquharson says it's now up to the scores of Bahamian companies, including the government, to determine based on the amount they're owed by Baha whether it's feasible to get a U.S. attorney to fight and make representation on their behalf in the U.S. courts.
It's certainly if you have millions of dollars invested and it's owed, then certainly you ought to be following what's happening. I would say not only following, but I would trust that depending on your indebtedness and how much interest you have in wanting to recoup or recover those funds, that you should also engage counsel in the United States so that you can be represented and you can be heard. Of course, you can send Bahamian attorneys. They can be able to go over, and what we call watching briefs. We may not be able to have rights of audience, but certainly we can watch and monitor, and that happens all the time.
The Bahamas does not recognize Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Instead, according to Farquharson, we follow a process called winding up, a term we've heard in this process when the government petitioned its own Supreme Court on the matter and announced the intention to appoint provisional independent liquidators. This process has since been put on hold by the government to allow time for the negotiations between the parties involved to proceed with hopes of reaching a resolution.
And as this issue continues to unfold, Farquharson suggests that Bahamians keep abreast on the proceedings not only here, but indeed in the United States of America.
We now have to look at what we as a people have invested in Baha, because our leaders clearly have extended credit, clearly have extended or given our land, whether it's been leased, whether it's been given. I mean, so much has been done, and there's a dollar figure, and we're being told that it's in excess of 20 million or so? So we should be very interested as to what is happening with our money.
Clint Watson, ZNS Network News.